Today's video is very simple, y'all. Shout out to everybody joining for the first time. Marcel Benson, investor, entrepreneur, creative, right? Today's video is very simple, right? This subject is something that you can apply across the board, but specifically for the people in the trading group, the Prosperity Collective, specifically for people that are looking to get into trading or reach any sort of goal. This is going to be monumental, right? All right, so this kind of came to me, it was yesterday, right? I'm on the phone with, one of my homegirls, we catching up. We on the phone for like a couple of hours last night, and we just started like reminiscing and like going through like just different photos, and we sending photos back and forth, just like remember this, right? So it got me on a rabbit hole, just kind of like looking through like old photos. I usually don't delete photos because it's like it's so much there, right? It takes you back to that time, all that, right? So I came across some some old photos of like back when me and Zay, my boy and my partner in Prosperity Collective, when we linked up for like the first time and all of this stuff, like almost 10 years ago, right? And I'm just like, man, there is really power in who you associate with, what you associate about, like what's the topic of conversation. Those are the things that people don't realize actually lead them to where they're trying to go, right? A lot of times we think it's about, like finding somebody that may be, quote, above us or something like that, trying to get them to pull us up, trying to get them to, vouch for us or whatever. But when you really think about it, it's the person who sees you for who you are, because that's what creates the proper environment to grow in. Oftentimes, we be around people that don't see us for who we are, possibly because they don't see themselves, certain things that they may not have done. Cool. So it doesn't create an environment that allows us to grow in the way that we need to grow. But as I'm scrolling through the pictures, I got to scrolling through text messages, and I'm looking through old phones, old phone conversations, and I'm seeing pictures. And then I just opened up the picture section and just scrolled through the photos of the, like, inside the text conversation. And I'm like, yo, this is the makings of a success. The success that we've become is literally the topic of conversation. Look at what we've been talking about for years. I'm gonna just put a little snippet up here, right here. You don't see nothing but gains, profits from stock. Before we even started teaching this shit, us making money in the market. Before we even, before we ever seen, 100,000, whatever, right? Before any of that. I try to keep the numbers on the low when I'm out in public and shit. But what before we got to where we are, conversations about, I'm gonna do this, the follow through, not just the follow through, the days that you down, right? Having somebody that you can connect with, somebody that can remind you of who you are, right? I encourage you, if you're watching this, to find that person. That one or two people, it's not usually going to be a huge group. It can evolve to that when you get your shit straight. But a lot of times it's going to be you locking in with like one or two people. You ain't got to convince. They already know. It's not difficult. It's not hard. You're not going out of your way trying to get them to understand you. They just want the same things out of life. Y'all lock in. Y'all remember who each other is. Y'all remind who each other is. Y'all keep doing that on a consistent basis, and it's going to turn into something. It's going to turn into something. I'm living proof of that, and I'm not even all the way to what it's turning into, but goddamn, have we come a long way. You understand what I'm saying? Today's message is to find that person. Find somebody that you can lock in with, a friend, a brother, a sister, right? Remind each other. Take the time when they sending you ideas, and don't just, oh, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Like, be intentional. Be intentional. Tell them why that was a great idea. Tell them why it was a great idea. I think one of the most important things to remember, right, is like, it's those little small moments that give the person the energy or the boost that they may need to show up one more day. You know what I'm saying? Put a little bit more effort in than they would have. You know what I mean? That goes a very long way. That goes a very long way. I can think of so many times that, you know, either I was having issues, they was having issues, whatever. Well, not, and when I say an issue, I mean just like, man, like how I'm gonna pull this off, or how I'm gonna do this, and you know what I mean? Like, is this worth it? All that, you know, all the, damn, I got my finger on the phone. You know, all that stuff that comes with it. But if I had to attribute a lot of what's taking place now to anything, it would be that sort of friendship, that sort of environment to remind you, right? To keep you focused, to keep you, you know, aligned with what you said you wanted to do, right? You need that. You know, I know a lot of us think that we're strong, but we don't always have the strength to do it completely on our own. You know what I mean? That's what the environment and the community is for, right? We're trying to foster that for y'all and Prosperity Collective, but shit, maybe the person for you is in the collective. Tap in with people, hit them up, send them a DM, be like, yo, can we lock in? Can you hold me accountable to this? You know, start having organic conversations. You know what I mean? Like, start seeing what people's interests are. It might not, you know, be a coincidence that y'all are all in the same place at the same time. You know what I mean? It might not be a coincidence. It might be somebody in there that you really need to connect with on a personal level. But yeah, that's today's channel message. You know, I hope that was impactful to somebody. I know it was. If that was you, leave a comment below. If you want to talk about this further, drop a comment below. Please like, share, subscribe if this helps you, right? If you want to see more videos like this and trading and investing and creativity, all of the stuff that I talk about, hit that subscribe button. Let somebody else know about it. I'm about to get up out of here. Y'all know it's always love over here. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.